Hey Indian Hills, it's Mrs. Sandersfeld-Miller here with some more new books. We're going to start off with some graphic novels, and these are graphic novels that are part of a series. So we have some maker comics, and these are kind of ones that you can just read on your own. So there's design a game, draw a comic, or conduct a science experiment. And then we have the Goddess Girls. We already had book number 3 that I ordered from a different company, but here is 1, 2, and 4. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We also have Katie the Cat Sitter. That one is book number 3. Mish the Bad Demon is book number 1, but book number 2 is coming out shortly. And then we have Dragon Ball Z Super, and this one is number 18. So that's the next one in the series there. All right, and then we have some other graphic novels. Hoops is a book that's set in the 1970s, and it's about a school that has just started having a girls basketball team, and they are fighting for equal treatment just so that they're treated the same as the boys basketball team. They want the same funding, they want uniforms, they want buses to take them to their games. So that's what Hoops is about. Stars in Their Eyes is about a fan gathering and a person who meets another person and a little bit of a love story. There are definitely some LGBTQ themes in there. Four Eyes is by the author Rex Ogle. So Rex Ogle had the Iowa Teen Award book a few years ago called Free Lunch. And so this is a graphic novel based on him growing up and kind of the bullying that he had to deal with and wearing glasses and getting used to glasses for the first time. Lo and Behold is a fun graphic novel about a girl over the summer. She has to go travel with her dad because his dad's job is taking him different places. So she goes with and goes on different adventures. Dear Rosie is kind of a book that's told in animal characters, but it sounds more like a realistic type of human book, but it's about these friends who hang out, and then one of the friends is killed in a car accident, and so kind of a book about grief and dealing with that. Every Day is a graphic novel version of the novel that we have had in our library for a while, pretty popular book. And then Gemma Hopper is about a girl baseball player. Then we have a couple of graphic novels that are adapted from novel chapter books. So we have Stamped from the Beginning, which is a book about the history of racism. And we have Garvey's Choice, which is a book that is written in verse, which is poetry. So those two are the graphic novel versions of those two books. And then we have a couple of books about climate change and global issues. So the first one is Global, and the second one is, get the glare off, there we go, called The Green Girls. So about climate change and how it's affecting Earth, and the Green Girls is kind of a little bit about what you can do, or the girls become activists to try and make changes. Then we have a few nonfiction books. Where to Start is a book about mental health. So if you want to learn about mental health, that would be a great one to check out. Maybe it has some strategies to help you with how to deal with that. Race Against Death is the greatest prisoner of war rescue of World War II. So this one looks like it's a pretty big book, but it really does have a lot of illustrations, and there are lots of short chapters, and it kind of breaks things up well. The Men of the 65th is about the only segregated battalion in the Army that was made up of men from Puerto Rico. And then Soccer Rules the World is just kind of some facts about soccer and players, lots of little illustrations and things like that. Just would be a good, fun, fast, quick pick read type of book. Some new fiction books that we have Jude Saves the World. This one has some LGBTQ themes to it, and they just kind of are some friends talking about safe places and how it's important for everybody to have a place where they feel safe and where they feel like they can be themselves. I Am Not Alone. This one is about a boy who is kind of going through a lot. He starts hearing voices, and so he feels like his mental health is deteriorating, and then he ends up at the scene of a violent crime, and people suspect that he's the one that did it. So he has to kind of figure out his way through his mental health issues and what actually happened the night of that crime. Select is about a girl who is on a really prestigious soccer team, but all of a sudden she realizes that her coaches are not being very positive. They're pretty negative coaches. And so her and her teammates decide to take a stand against all of the negative, harsh coaching. It's making soccer not fun for them anymore. So this is my Brain in Love. So this one is a love story type of book. If you like those, has to deal with trying to save a restaurant and trying to fall in love and trying to deal with the fact that they are two different people whose families maybe don't want them to fall in love. Then we have Camp Scare. This one's a good kind of scary one. A little bit of bullying in there too. So a girl goes off to camp and ends up in the same cabin as the girl from her school who's kind of mean to her. And she starts to make other people at the camp mean to her too. And then weird, scary, crazy things start happening. Starting from Scratch deals with some family issues. So it's a girl who's dealing with a blended family and new people moving into her home, and this new stepsister has a cat, and this girl hates cats, and she's kind of taking over all of her friends at school. So just about a girl dealing with a lot of family issue type of things. And then Outer Banks, based on the Netflix series. This is not the same as any of the stories in the Netflix series, so this is kind of based on those characters, but a completely new story. And then we have a whole bunch of quick picks and then also a couple books in verse. So Always June is the sequel to the book Not Hungry. So this is a West 44 book, and these are books that are really high-low books. So they're high interest, low reading level, written in verse. So they're very nice, fast, quick reads. The best part at the end is also another one. This one is kind of a little bit of a love story. Always June deals with a girl who has an eating disorder in the first book, and then the second book is kind of about her life after that. Out of Season is about a girl who is trying to save a family of otters that lives near her house. Tornado, obviously a little bit of action, survival type of thing with trying to survive some severe weather. Below the Surface, that one's a bit of a ghost mystery. Kung Fu Master, just kind of basic boy with teen problems in school and trying to hide from bullies and people not understanding who he is. He's Chinese, so they think that he's automatically going to be smart and brilliant in math, and that's not always the case. And then a rumor goes around and says that he's a Kung Fu master, and then the school bully wants him to prove that he's a Kung Fu master. And so he doesn't know any Kung Fu, so now he's got to figure things out. Cheat, a little bit of a mystery about a cheating scandal at a school. The rules have changed, maybe a little bit dystopian. It's about a boy who goes away, and when he comes home, he realizes that everyone in his school is being brainwashed by the government. Chick Lister is about a boy who is dealing with probably OCD, and he just compulsively makes lists about everything all the time. Haunted Hospital, a good freaky ghost mystery for October coming up here. Stranded is about a boy whose girlfriend, him and his girlfriend are kind of living on the streets. They both have some addiction issues, and the girlfriend dies of an accidental overdose. And then all of a sudden this lady appears and offers this kid a deal that seems too good to be true, but he takes her up on it. But then he soon realizes that this lady is hiding a lot of secrets. So a little bit of a mystery too. Wildfire, there are a bunch of arson fires being set. So somebody's setting fires on purpose. And this boy in the main character, he starts to suspect that maybe it's his best friend that's setting these fires. Face the Music is about two kids who steal a car and try and drive off to, I think it's Chicago, and the car breaks down, and lo and behold, this famous ex-heavy metal rock star shows up and picks them up on the side of the road. And so it's just about them meeting this famous rock star, and one of them wants to take advantage of this guy, and the other one thinks that this guy's kind of cool and that they should, maybe just learn from him. And then Big Winner is about a girl. She just moves to a new town, makes a new friend, when all of a sudden her new friend reveals to her that they are actually the ones in possession of $1 million winning lottery ticket, and they haven't told anybody else in the town yet. And so now this girl is afraid that other people in the town will try to take advantage of her new friend. So if any of these books look good, come on into the library to check them out, or visit your library Canvas page and put them on hold.